Well, guys, welcome back. We made it out to the lake, and we're at a spot where Aaron promised me 7 fish before the sun got up above the trees. And so far, we've got no fish, and the sun's up almost to like Clint Eastwood high noon type situation. But she's looking cute over there with a little outfit. She's doing the sun's out, guns out thing today, so hopefully we're gonna put some fish on the board here pretty soon.
You don't want to film this. Yeah, Utah Giants! That's what we come to Utah for.
What is that? Is that a bass?
Yeah, it's a bass.
This is our 3rd bass tour stop for the 2021 season. We're at Pineview, obviously. And we have so far 54 anglers. Chad was awesome enough to come out and support us and help us grow the club. We're gonna have a captain's meeting this Friday and get everybody together for some food and drinks.
A decent smallie. I literally saw that fish just cruising down the bank, and he went past us, and I cast in front of him, and he just crushed it. They're not feeding really hard right now, so you gotta really work it just really slow on the bottom. Ned rig's perfect because there's a lot of craws in this lake, and so the Ned rig just, if you just drag it on the bottom, that little tail stands up a little bit. It looks like a little craw kind of standing up. Really finessey style bait. Works really well during the post spawn.
Yeah, baby. Well, little chunky brown fish decided he wanted to eat. I played the Cinco thing as long as I could, threw a jerkbait a little bit. Got 2 to follow a jerkbait, so I figured, well, there's fish here. And then, but they were lazy follows, you know what I mean? They weren't pursuing it, they were just kind of looking at it, and then they went back. So I threw the Ned rig, and second cast with the Ned rig, one eats it. Man, that right there is pretty. I don't care where you're from, where you go. Look at the colors on that dude. Pretty fish. Let's get this guy back in the water and see if we can't catch another one. Little fatty. They're starting to feed. Look at that belly. All right, so I was cruising along, saw some fish out here just kind of waking a little bit, and then I saw one of them pop something on the top, picked up my swim bait rod, and threw that little Guggen saucy swimmer in there, and that joker demolished it. Look at the belly on these things. You know, the feeding time's not supposed to be for an hour from now, but it looks like they're already out here feeding. This low water and temperature could have a lot to do with it, but that's 2 fish since we moved over to this bank, and they're starting to chew. See if we can't get another one.
Fighter, man. It's not that big. It's got attitude, is all he's got. Decent one though. Fun fish. Fun size right there. I knew we'd get one right here. It's always nothing on the bank, and there's just a little bit of broken rock right here, and then they're just cruising up and down that rock. I knew we'd get one. Well, they're fun size, probably 15, 16 inches. Post spawn, super skinny.
I'm gonna switch over to a TRD crawl. I like a Ned rig low light. When you get to higher light and they get too good a look at it, I like to switch over to, I actually like to use that TRD crawl as the weight for a drop shot, even though I hate drop shotting. All right, so I started kayak fishing a little over 2 decades ago. And back when I first started kayak fishing, not only did you hardly ever see another kayak fisherman, you very rarely saw another kayak fisherman who was a content creator on the water. So this morning I was actually easing out and I looked over and I saw Joe, and he kind of looked familiar when we met at the boat ramp this morning, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together till I saw him pedaling out in his Hobie, and I saw the Shoot Fish Life on the side of the boat. And I'm like, wait a minute, are you the Shoot Fish Life dude? He's like, yeah, man, that's me. I was like, bro, I was watching your YouTube videos getting ready to come out to fish here. So if you're looking to learn about a fishing pretty much any body of water in the country right now, the people that are putting out the best content are the kayak anglers, because we're willing to share. We're excited about what we accomplish in the fishing kayak, but this dude fishes out of a boat and he fishes out of a kayak. You also fish off the bank. I mean, you pretty much fish
everything.
Anyway, he shoots, he fishes, and it's his life. So if you want to learn more about fishing Pineview Reservoir, fishing Utah, or actually, like he just said, fishing Berryessa, pretty much across the West, some awesome adventures, check out Joe's channel, Shoot Fish Life. Oh yeah, Joe, you remember that 19-inch smallmouth you caught in that video? Why don't you do us a favor and do catch one of them right now?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh yeah. Come here, buddy. It might be. I don't know about a 19, but it's a good one. I might need to net this one. Oh, as I missed the net. There we go. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, another one on the old Livingston. I threw it out there and let it sit. Oops. Throw it out there and let it sit for just a second, and started to reel it in, and I saw a shadow behind it. So I sped it up, and it just hammered it as soon as I sped it up. And I think it swiped at it. That's a little chunky joker right there. Got some weight. But this right here, that's what's doing it. You hear that? Hear that chirping sound? Yeah, buddy. That EBS, man, drives them crazy. Even on heavily pressured reservoirs where there's 30 people fishing, 400 wakeboard boats, jet skis, there's just something about that EBS that you throw it out there. And I really like these computer chip coffin bills, especially if you're fishing open bottom. Just root that thing along and stop it every now and then, let it shimmy up, and they can't stand it. It's a brim color, but also imitates a crawfish, especially when it backs up and it kind of shimmies as it floats. It's the third one on that so far. They seem to be liking it.
So I've been fishing all day, throwing everything but a Ned. I hate using a Ned rig, and I think that's what most of them have been caught on today. After Tyler threw that drop shot, I tied on a, what was it actually? Green pumpkin limit maker on a drop shot, and found a ledge right here. And this guy he took it hard. So yeah, gonna see how long he is real quick. Almost 16, so I'll take it. If I can get 5 of those on tournament day, I'll be happy. So ready for release? Okay.
On Ned rig, just up shallow. Just fishing cruising along the bank, and she was there. She liked it apparently. 16 3/4. Decent small for this lake.
Well, guys, as you can tell, there is a lot going on behind me right now. These waves washing on the bank are coming from the boats that are out there running around, recreating as they should. It's a beautiful lake. It's a beautiful day. A lot of times as anglers, we get frustrated dealing with pleasure craft and dealing with, personal watercraft and things like that. Here's how I look at it. It's my job to get out there early, beat them to the water, and put in the time necessary to catch the fish before they ruin the fishing. And places like this, I also really love it when there's a lot of personal watercraft traffic, and we're not gonna shoot it for this episode, but this is the perfect place to come night fish. I'll tell you right now, in the summertime, nighttime is the right time. I saw a lot of fish cruising shallow. I saw a couple of muskie that I couldn't get to eat. Gonna come back here and target those things for sure, because man, how often do you really get the chance to fish for tiger muskie? And I gotta be honest with you guys, just seeing those dudes follow my bait in and turn, and there was 2 of them, and just kind of look like wolves on the hunt. It was an adrenaline rush, I got to admit. And I think one of the ones that I saw was probably in the mid 30s, but one of them was definitely in those high 40s. And I got to get out here and learn the muskie fishery. We're going to swing for the fences. I got to thank Erin Mathis from Utah Kayak Fishing for help making this trip awesome. I told her, I said, look, I want a place to take Christy. I want a place to take YOLO and Yeti and just have a fun day of fishing. So we went to Manaway and had a blast. I mean, it was exactly what we asked for. Fun fishing, no pressure, quantity over quality. I did catch a pretty good fish, so did Yeti. I was really excited to have that guy, you know, paddle up to me a couple times, just like, dude, this is so awesome, you know? So that is what we fish for. Look, man, I had an absolute blast. Got to thank everybody for helping make this thing happen. Got to thank the folks from Visit Ogden for making this unbelievable adventure come true. Guys, I'm from a small town in Louisiana, spent some time in Georgia, spent most of my time in the Navy in Virginia. Didn't get to spend a lot of time out west, but I can promise you one thing. There will be a lot more of this in my life because it's some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Some of the most beautiful scenery. I feel like I'm driving or paddling through a painting about half of the time I'm here. I woke up this morning to something that looked like a screensaver that you save on your computer because it's a place you can only dream about going but never go. But you don't have to do that. You can stop dreaming and start living and come out here and check out Ogden, Utah. It's a really good base camp for tons of adventures. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode. It is time for me to load up my gear, head back to the lodge, grab some grub, and regroup and reconfigure as I'm gonna head back out here and try my hand at catching one of these big tiger muskie on purpose. And I'm gonna break out the long wand and hit the Weber and Ogden River chasing some of these trophy browns and world-class cutthroat that Ogden has to offer. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a favor and help support the channel by downloading the Fishing Chaos app now so you can get in on the action.